here we go. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on Cinquetta Saturdays. I just made that up real quick as we talk book writing, okay? Because I am committed to helping you guys write your book. I said before, like, that's the most thing most people really ask me and have questions about, like in my DMs on Facebook, like, oh, how'd you do it? Do you self-publish? Do you go to the traditional book writing route? Like, that's what you guys asked me. So I was like, okay, I want to come on here and we're going to talk live about it. So don't forget to send me questions, anything you want to know specifically. And also I do author coaching. So I work one-on-one with aspiring authors that want to write their book as well. And I want to have that contact information in this video because I am streaming this on YouTube, Twitter, all that good jazz, Facebook, and also Instagram. So if you're interested in that. And also I want to do group author coaching for people that really want to have some accountability partners around them. And we're going to write our books together because, I'm trying to work on my third book. But yes, nevertheless, that's what this live is going to be about. So again, when you come in, say hello, let me know where you're watching this from, and we're going to get right into it after this.
Man, the girl was heaven sent. Man, the girl was heaven sent.
Yes. So welcome back. If you're just joining in, we will be talking about the costs associated with writing your books, because I know you guys are curious. You want to know, how much is this book writing stuff going to cost me? But just understand, I want to say, like, writing your book is an investment initially, okay? You want to put money into it. I haven't really figured out how to do the book writing thing for free. And there are some components of writing your book that will probably cost zero, but at the same time, to make it professional, you know what I mean? It's going to cost you something. So this live is sponsored by my book. If you do not know, I am an author myself. Well, duh, because I'm talking about it. But I wrote this book, The Master Reset, A Girl's Ultimate Guide to Clearing Out Space from Her Spiritual Hard Drive. And it's up here for the people that can see it on Instagram. And I'm also the author of this book as well. He is not the prize. You are. How to flip the script, regain your power, and live life on your terms. I was going to say on your best terms. Don't that sound real good? But I said on your terms because that's what it's all about, And a little bit about me. I am a author and a certified life coach. So I help women to get back on track after a setback. You know what I mean? Because what the enemy try to use for evil, you got to use that thing for good. You know what I mean? You got to have, God prepares a table before you're in the presence of your enemy. So I'm going to make sure you eat, okay? Because we're about to make it look good. So thanks again for joining me. Oh, yes, stay tuned. Stay tuned, Maurice. Hey, let the redeemer of the Lord say so. Amen. So again, this live is going to be about writing your book, and also the costs associated with writing your book. So the thing is, I realized, all right, people do ask me what's the difference between self-publishing and traditional publishing. And for me, the easiest way to think about it is, if you're self-publishing your book, you're kind of like that up-and-coming rapper. You know what I mean? That's like trying to get his music out there. But instead of uploading your music on SoundCloud, as an author, you just upload your book onto Amazon, KDP, or any other publishing site. And you can also have your book on your website. So that's another thing we want to talk about as far as costs associated with writing your book. If you do not want to put your book on Amazon because you don't want Amazon to get a little cut, that's okay. But the only other way that I know to sell your book is also, if you have it printed and you can just let people know about it, but also having your book on a website, your author website. And, there is a cost associated with that. Your author website, actually having your domain, cinquettabooks.com, plug, yes. So things like that cost that some people may not think about, but I want you guys to think about this too, especially if you are a beginner writer. This is going to be your first time writing a book. So as you're writing, I kind of want you to be saving, putting a little money aside. So, once you are done writing your book, you're not like, oh my gosh, I was not expecting this. I didn't know I had to pay for this and this and that. So I have made a list of things that you will have to pay for and some things that you do not have to pay for. So maybe I'll go back and forth between the two. So the things you have to pay for are, okay. All right, so I already talked about the author website, your .com, your Bluehost, where your website will live, has a hosting domain. You're probably gonna have to pay for that. I know, like me, when I did Bluehost, they had like a special going on where you pay like a certain amount a month, but either way, you're still paying. So think about that. The one thing that doesn't cost, of course, is if you are writing your book for yourself. So that's not going to cost you unless you hire a ghostwriter or something like that. But most of the time, it's just going to cost you your time. Yeah, that's the cost associated with writing your book. So not monetary, but actual time. So think about that. Another thing that you will also have to think about when writing your book is paying for this. The ISBN, that little barcode on the back of your book, right there, that ain't free. Did you know that? It's not free. It actually costs to have this on your book. And this is for I gotta Google what an ISBN for, but I feel like it's like something that makes your book official, and it is something that you need if you want to start selling or whatever. Now, if you publish your book on Amazon, they will give this to you for free, but then that means like you can only have your book on Amazon. So that's the catch-22. So you can buy your own, which is smart, but at the time I really didn't have money like that. So I was like, whatever, it's fine. It can be on Amazon. They can take their little cut for now. But nevertheless, that's what this is here for. ISNB code. So you're going to have to pay for that. Now, like I mentioned before, you're like an up-and-coming rapper. So you know how up-and-coming rappers are. They have to promote themselves. They are passing out the flyers on the street. They telling you, like in comments on YouTube, like, hey, check out my page. You're going to have to be that person, okay? So marketing can be a free cost. It's only going to, again, cost you your time. You know what I mean? Unless you want to hire an influencer to promote your book when it's over. But for the most part, that's going to be you. So you're going to have to come on Instagram, Twitter, let the world know, Facebook about your book. You have to talk about it to your friends, your families, the people that you walk past in the street, to let them know that, hey, I have a book. You know what I mean? You're going to have to be that kind of person for your book. You know what I mean? You may have to even be annoying because some people don't know. You are going to have to shout it from the mountaintops when you're writing your book. And you have to think about creative ways to market your book. Yeah, I know you may think like TikTok and all that stuff is corny. You don't want to dance, but you may have to do that. You know what I mean? If you don't want to pay anybody to market your book, if you want to like do it yourself and cut down on costs, all right, that's one way to do it. You're going to have to learn how to market and sell yourself, connect with other people. Just maybe make a little bundle, something that you can give out so people can like promote your stuff for free that way. But marketing is on you, okay? I just want to let you know. So that's one thing that won't cost, but at the same time, it's going to be on you. So if you're shy, you're going to get out the shyness or think about other ways to promote your book. You know what I mean? Or maybe someone can do it for you, like a friend. Oh, that's a good idea. I always thought about that. Like, if you just coming out of college or something, maybe like someone that's trying to work on their marketing, you could probably like hire a little intern that doesn't mind doing it for free. They just need the experience to market your book or like set up ways and have you think of things. So that's one way. But, other than that, it's going to be on you. So Stay Tuned Review says, what business advice would you give to a group authors that plan to do a collaboration book? Okay, can give me like something more specific. When you say business advice, do you mean like how y'all gonna split up the money when y'all start generating sales? Like, what do you mean specifically by business advice? I don't know. I feel like business advice, when I hear that just sounds like very, very general. But let me think. What would you? But I don't want to give advice on something that I didn't do. I haven't collaborated with anybody to write my books. Cause like Stay Tuned Reviews. You do reviews. You're on YouTube. It's very hard to collaborate with people because everybody may not have that same kind of mindset as you. They may not. Y'all may have a deadline, and then like that's why I don't. Sometimes it's hard for me to work in groups because I'm dependent on like other people to show up. Oh, okay, yeah, splitting money, amount of work contributed to the book, etc. Okay. My advice, okay, if you haven't gotten started on this, I would just say get like-minded people on board with you to write the book. People that actually like want to do it. Not like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'll do. Not those people. Those people that are hungry like you and hungrier than you. That way, like all y'all can move this thing forward. You know what I mean? Because like sometimes people's bad vibes, like their laziness, will rub off on you. So yeah, that's what I would think about. Okay, let's see. I did a collaboration book about 5 years ago, and I don't feel like I did a good deal, but I did a lot of work towards putting it out. Yeah, see, stay tuned reviews. You're gonna have to do your own book, okay? And your book will be good, especially the way like you. I don't know like what you what you would want to write a book on, but if it has anything to do with relationship advice and how men think, I would read it. Let me know if you do that book. I'll have you on my platform and we're gonna talk about it. Cause I'll be like, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. You know how like as women sometimes we see things as women from our view. So hearing like a male's perspective is very refreshing, even though sometimes it'd be like, oh my gosh, really? That's how guys think. But nevertheless, we love it, okay? So I say all that to say, collaborations, I feel like they work, but they just have to work with people that are hungry and hungrier than you. And that's not greedy, you know what I mean? And then it depends on what everybody's level is at. You know, so if everyone is starting out at the same way and we're just trying to get our work out there, maybe the money don't matter like that. Like maybe the money, maybe that's what I would do if I was doing a collaboration. So I don't feel like greedy or anything. Like, all right, the money's going to go to charity. So that way it's like, okay, you may not feel like I'm working to put money. I'm working more to put money in somebody else's pocket that's not working as hard as me. Whatever is just going to a greater good. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's probably how I would do it if I had to. That's like I'm in like group projects at school because it's like literally if we're splitting everything amongst each other, then I have to depend on you to turn in your part. And if you don't, like now I have anxiety because you know I'm trusting you to do your part. Ooh, and that was my problem too. Okay, backstory. Y'all know I was the editor in chief of my college newspaper, and I learned that like I had struggle with delegation. You know what I mean? Everybody, I cannot do everything, but you know what I mean? Just kind of learning to trust my team to do things. Like, so I wound up being like very stressed for no reason because I didn't delegate. So yeah, but I just know I'm like better kind of working alone, a little lonesome. All right, LOL. I've been working on it for the past 15 years. It's based on my college college experience. Ooh, would it be like a an advice book or it's just like about your life? Now I'm curious. See them college stories. Oh, that's a good idea. Which one? Because you know I'll be seeing stuff. I don't know. Okay, yep. You live and you learn, and you certainly do. You certainly do. So yeah, we will be excited to hear about your book. You know what I mean? When it does come out, like we are here for it. Oh, and that's another thing. You should join anyone that's listening. I'm also trying to get together people that want to write their books, and we're just gonna write our books together. I'm thinking about making like a group writing challenge for like maybe 5 weeks. Okay, we're gonna hold each other accountable to writing our books. You know, I will be the facilitator. I'll give y'all homework assignments. I'm gonna get our books out, or at least I want y'all to have a book done. Like, right, you know what I mean? At least have the steps to move forward. Because that's another thing. Like you just said, 15 years. It's time to get it out. The time is now. So you came across my channel for a reason. I'm glad you shared that. Because now I'm going to be on you. Stay tuned reviews. It ain't going to be another 15 years. You know that. Now that I know that's what you're trying to do. Yeah. I'm going to be on your heels. All right. So back to the costs associated with writing your book. So I couldn't remember exactly how much I paid to write my book because I published my book back in 2018. So, you know, that was a while ago. But I went on this website called selfpublishingschool.com and it feels like a pretty accurate. So think about already putting aside between at the minimum $600 and to the maximum $3,000. And that sounds about right to me. And your main cost is going to be the editing. the editing of your book. That's how come I said if you guys can last week or last time we talked about book writing, use like Grammarly and self-publish like those autocorrect software stuff. That way when it's time to give your book over to the editor, it's not much for them to edit, because some people like do a hard edit or a soft edit. You kind of want your book to be on the soft edit side so it could be cheaper, because the website said like you can get editing done between $300 and $1,500. See, that's why I said the most is going to be your editing. And that's another thing too. So some people may feel like, okay, I don't want to write a book. I feel like my words aren't that good. I can't subject verb agreement isn't all that great. Don't worry about it. You just write, okay? Because the thing is, that's why we hire an editor. Now, am I saying make your book sloppy and don't like really care what you write? I'm not saying that, but at the same time, do not let that stop you, okay? Write your book and we can hire an editor to fix it. Those people that love English and love subject verb agreements, you know what I mean? We're helping them out. We're putting money in their pocket. We're giving them business. You know, it's a win-win. We get our book out. We're not like seeing stagnant. We're not in our feelings. And they can do what they love with cleaning it up and making, turning your passive voice into an active voice, all that good stuff. So that will be the largest, in my opinion, from what I see, from my experience, it will be your editing. Your editing is going to cost the most. Ooh, I was going to say something. I was going to say, like, you can go cheap on everything else but your editing. But no, I feel like you can go cheap on the book cover. Yeah, you're going to have to maybe, if you don't spend a lot of money on the book cover, just make sure you do hire a professional graphic designer to do it, okay? We don't want to look in like you did it off of PowerPoint or something like that, or Microsoft Word. No. It needs to look like it was in Photoshop, Adobe, Illustrator, all that good jazz. And people that really love to do that too, they're going to hook your book up. But also, like, okay, so y'all see, like, for this book, I went to a professional graphic designer. See how nice it is? You see all this? And we worked, side by side with it. Versus this book, I felt like this was like just my thoughts really quick. So I got this book cover done on Fiverr. Still looks nice. It's still eye-catching, but it doesn't have all the bells and whistles. So that'll be the difference. So like I did kind of go cheaper on this because it was my second book, you know what I mean? But your first book, kind of want it to be doom to doom. It can be simple, but you want to make sure, like, I couldn't do either one of these. So that's why I say you have to do like hire someone professional to do it. Fiverr.com will be your like, all right, I just want to do a little something. It's not that deep kind of place. Go there. But if you coming out the gate, look at people on YouTube that you like how their graphics look and stuff like that on social media. If you like their aesthetics, see if they do book designs and then go that route, because that's what I did. Yay, me. All right, so I want to read this with Stay Tuned reviews that he's telling us about his book. Ooh, juicy. It's loosely based on my life. Too much incriminating info to include the facts. LOL. But writing a book that gives women advice on men is definitely a good idea. Uncomfortable but useful. Tell me about it. Like, even in your reviews, I'll be like, oh, that's how men be thinking. But I know it's real, you know what I mean? And I think sometimes that be like our problem as women. Sometimes we be living in a fairy tale world where like sometimes we need men to tell us how it is, but in a non-disrespectful way. I think that's the thing. Women, we will listen, I think, but it's just like people's approach. Like, whoa, relax. I'm not your ex-girlfriend that hurt you. So you can tell me your advice, but sheesh, But that's why I like your reviews, because you tell it, you keep it real with us, but it's not in a like real rude or disrespectful way. But nevertheless, back to costs associated with your books. So we talked about your author domain, your author website, your .com, stuff like that. Your website itself, your .com address, that's going to cost. We talked about the ISBN code, the little barcode on the back of your book. That's going to cost, unless you publish on Amazon. And they'll give you like a free one. But if you go the Amazon route, then they kind of own your book, So it's like a catch-22. But either way, you can buy your own ISBN. And if you decide to do that, it does cost. Your cover design cost. We talked about that, or should cost you. I don't want y'all to go cheap on that. I don't want you, if you're not a graphic designer, to be trying to create stuff, okay, on your own. I do not want you to do that. No, I was going to say maybe you can because all things are possible. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, if it's going to take you hours and hours and hours upon hours to do something that a graphic designer can do, and like that, then that lets you know, let it stick with the professionals. Let the professionals do it. So that's going to cost you. Professional photos. Let's talk about it. So look now, from my research, people say unless you like drop dead gorgeous, or unless you are like a well-known person, you shouldn't like put yourself on the cover of a book. That's just what I gathered through research. Okay, you could do what you want with your book, but that's just what I learned. So, but that don't mean that you may not want to put your picture on the back of the book, okay, like this. So that's how come you do have to get some professional. Oh, you had to get some professional photos, or like this. See, I'm reading this book, Prayers That Move Mountains by John Eckhart, and you see on the back of his book, professional photo, professional photo. This is not the time to use your little iPhone pictures, okay? Don't put that on your book unless it looks really clear. But you know what? No. I was going to give you all like a little makeshift around the way we go kind of alternative, but nope. Go to a professional that's going to use a professional camera to do some professional pictures for you, okay? And not only if you decide not to put your picture on the back of the book or on your book, but also for like your website, for your marketing, for your YouTube, Instagram kind of stuff. Hey, I do this for hey, we're talking book writing. Thanks for joining us. Well, if you were interested in writing the book writing tips. So please get professional pictures done, okay? Do not use a flip phone photo. Don't use no picture from you from back in the day, 10 years ago. No, use a professional photographer. Go to a studio or like, somewhere outside where it's nice and space and lit and all that stuff to get some professional photos done for you, okay? That's a part of your marketing. You want to look like nice and sleek and stuff. You want people to take you seriously, but they ain't going to be taking you seriously if you're taking a picture like, you know what I mean, in the mirror with your phone. Like, we ain't about to do that. So, see this, what we not finna do. See this, what we not finna do. We're not about to do that. So don't. So that's gonna be another cost. You know what I mean? But I think that a lot of people are like photographers are trying to like build their portfolio. So you may be able to get someone that can do professional photos for you, like, at an affordable price. But please just let it be done on like a nice professional camera, okay? This might be jumping the gun, but what do you know about copywriting your work? Oh, okay. So I knew I should have brought that down. Copyright. I'm glad you talked about that. And it is one of my things that I wrote on my list of things that will cost. I have my book copyrighted. And okay, I've been hearing mixed things. Like, you know how they say like copyright, you could do a poor man's copyright by like writing your book and sending it to yourself in the mail and that's thing. But I heard that doesn't stand in the court of law. So, you know what Cinquetta did? She went the professional route. I can't remember how much it costs now, but I have it framed up on my wall because look, I have to remind myself, like, you did that. You wrote that book and copyrighted because at the end of the day, I'm speaking into existence. Tyler Perry gonna run across my book and want to do a story on it. And Tyler, pay me my money. I will get a lawyer and we're gonna do the cost. You never know. My story might be on their own. Y'all might be reviewing that next, okay? So definitely copyright your stuff. I don't care. Like, most of the things we do is for the future. You never know where your book may end up. You never know that moment your stuff go viral. You know what I mean? Or one of our videos go viral. And then now people are looking up us on Google. Who's this person? And then they see we write a book. And then it just keeps going and going and going. You know how like viral stuff just travels all the way around. So definitely get your book copyrighted. I didn't copyright my book right away because I felt like, I'm a small writer. Ain't nobody really gonna look at my stuff. But then it caught me like that's a small way of thinking. So I do have my book copyright. Let me get off the wall real quick. Hold on. Don't go nowhere, y'all. Let's see here. Okay, I'm back. So, you have to, let me get the website, but this is it. I mean, the frame didn't fit that good, but it's still there, y'all. But you can copyright your book online. You literally can do it right through the computer. You're gonna have to send them your manuscript, your book title, and all that other stuff, but right through the computer. But they was real late with getting copyrighting my book because all that stuff with COVID. But I called them, or maybe I emailed them, because I'm like, where's my letter? I need my proof. I need to see it. Yep. So this is it. So this is, yep, the United States Copyright Office. So yes, definitely copyright your work. Make it official. So that is another thing that will cost. I can't remember how much copyright costs. Let me Google it real quick. Copywriting costs. Oh, copywriting a book costs. Oh, $55 or $35 if your application has one author. Okay. So between $35 and $55. I was about to say I had to stop saying that. Oh, it's just because for somebody else it could be like a lot of money. But it's about $35 to $45. Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned copyright. Stay tuned. Reviews, because that is one of the things I have on my list right after professional photos. That's not bad. I was thinking of, yeah, I really do think that's how much it did cost me. When did I do this? I got a bet. Let me not speak that. I was about to say, I have a BAD memory, but no, I won't say that. So it was back in 2020. I got my book copyrighted. So I really don't remember how much it cost. But yeah, that sounds about right. $55 do sound about right. That's probably how much it did cost me. Okay. So I wanted to say publishing your book with Amazon, KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, that's what Amazon KDP stand for, does not cost you anything, but Amazon does take a percentage out of the books you sell. So that'd be the catch-22. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you can use our platform, but if you sell a book, we taking our cut. Versus maybe putting more money up front with, buying your, like, just selling your book on a website, on your own professional website, and you doing the marketing, but at least you keep all the money from your book sales, if that makes sense. So I wanted to mention that. Yep. Okay, I said that. And that's about it. I did want to say, even though in total you can expect to pay about like $600 at the least to about $3,000 at the most on writing, publishing your book. Like I said, writing your book is free, but the publishing part with the copyright, with the book formatting, the layout design, the book cover, what else did we talk about? The ISBN code, professional photos, things like that. Now, in the editing, oh my gosh, the editing. If you don't set aside money for nothing else, make sure it's the editing, because people be judging you by like your book and stuff and how it flows, and please just make sure and I probably can help you cut corners around everything else, but the editing, no, you're going to have to pay. You don't want to go cheap on that. But to lower the cost of the final cost of editing when you send it to a professional, that's why I said, be editing your book as you go. Use Grammarly, little online software stuff that like looks at your stuff in the meantime, just to clean it up as you go. Okay. So when you do send it over, the final cost won't be too much. Just a little tip. um, and this may be slightly off topic, but I love your intro. How would I be able to level up in that intro? Oh, I got you. And this is kind of on topic. Hey, Crowns of Splendor, thanks for joining. So we're just talking about book costs. If you were interested in self-publishing your book, the cost that goes within that, and we just to sum it up real quick, expect to pay to publish your book, to self-publish your book, between $600 at the least to $3,000 at the most to write your book, and that will include like your cover design, editing, all that jazz, the technical stuff. But yes, for my intro, Fiverr.com. I could tell you the lady that I use and everything. And I liked her work, and I gave her the videos and stuff. She just asked for the pictures. And that's my friend in the intro, like messing, cutting. I was like, okay, use this part of this. Can you put that in? Like, I don't know, my mind sometimes. So yes, but she did hook it up real cute. But Fiverr.com, like I said, I can let you know who I use, but Fiverr.com, like you can look up YouTube video intros, and you can like kind of look through and see people's aesthetics of where you want to go or how you want to have your stuff. And there you go. So that's that. Oh, so overall, I know when I said that it will cost you to publish your book, the writing part will be free. Like all we need for you to do is write the book. And if you have Microsoft Word, a laptop, or what do people with MacBooks use? I don't know. I'm not a Mac. What's whatever their word is? Oh no, I do think they have Word and MacBooks. That part, you writing your book, is free. It just requires your time, dedication, and sacrifice. But it's the publishing part that will cost you, okay? Because I mentioned before, you're not self-published. I mean, you're not going to the traditional publishing route, which won't cost you anything. But again, time. I found this quote. I found this. It says, technically, you don't have to pay money to traditionally publish a book. The cost to publish with this method is time. It can take from 1 to 3 years or longer just to get a book published if you go the traditional route. That being said, you don't have to pay anything up front, not in terms of money. So that'd be the catch-22. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's kind of like you wanting to be a rapper. Hey, Cam, it's like you wanting to be a rapper. It's like either I'm going to wait for the major record labels to find me and sign me, or I'm going like put my music on SoundCloud and then get a following that way, and then I pop and now the major record deals looking at me. You know what I mean? It could go like either way. So that's what you have to think about. Me, you see me, I had to take I'm going for mine. It's like, all right, I'm gonna publish my book on my own. So that's what we're talking about, the self-publishing route. So that's just really the only difference. So with that being said, although it costs, I want y'all to think about, you writing your book as an investment. You will benefit later. Like they always say, when you write a book, you position yourself as an authority. You know what I mean? So I feel like overall, I am the expert into like turning things around in your life. Like I'm like one of them people that know how to make $1 out of 15 cents. Yeah, that's how it goes. I'm one of those people that's just like, okay, this happened. How can I learn from it? How can I profit from it? You're going to pay me for my pain, and let's go. So I'm just like that kind of person. So I write about that kind of stuff. Like that's where the Master Reset came from. All the lessons I learned, like, Cinquetta, you was moving very foolishly. Look what happens when you don't know God. Look what happens when you don't spend time with him. You won't be making all the wrong moves. So that's what that book was. What I had learned up into that point of my life. I don't got it all together. It's still a process. I'm still on the potter wants to put you back together. I'm still on the potter's wheel. God still is not done with me. But nevertheless, I kind of wanted to give like my story. So women younger than me, the college age young ladies like can be like, okay, I'm gonna like listen to what she got to say. I may not do what she said, but I'll listen to it, and that's all I could ever ask for. You know what I mean? Sometimes we ourselves don't be listening to what people say, but or doing what people say or taking their advice, but at least you heard me, and at least I said it. So that's just that. And I will leave y'all with this last final quote from Joanna Penn because I agree with it. She said, "Remember to think of the cost of self-publishing as an investment, not a cost. A book is an asset that earns you money long term," which is true. You know, we all about making money in our sleep, and that's true for a book. Like you get the little thing, Amazon sends me a monthly email saying, "Oh, your money is going to be in your account on the 27th." I think mine is the 27th or the 28th. And I don't know if that's for everybody, but that's the email I get. Look, I was making money in my sleep. I'm making money off this book that I wrote in 2018. Let's go. You see me? Yes. So think about it like that. That writing a book, publishing a book. Let me say that part. Publishing a book, because as we know, like you can write the book but never publish it. Publishing the book will help you have another stream of income, and you'll be making money in your sleep. Okay. So that's kind of what I want y'all to do, and especially women. I feel like, we got a story to tell. We got wisdom to give, and so do men. You know what I mean? Y'all guys, and especially men. Stay tuned reviews. You see what happened to Steve Harvey when he started writing, talking about the 90-day rule and stuff like that. People don't even like him like that. So I don't know why though. Like I always hear like, is it because he like told women that? Is that why guys don't like him? I don't know. Y'all have to help me figure it out. But nevertheless, look, you see Derek Jackson. I don't know what it is. Men will probably make more money in telling women stuff than women will. Like, I don't know why it'd be like that, but it'd be like that. Nevertheless, I think I hit everything that I need to hit on. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. And I will be back for another. Oh, darn. Y'all was supposed to hear my theme music. Ain't that very soothing? I'm supposed to have that in the background, but I forgot. All right, next time, next Saturday with Sin, I'm going to try to remember to have the little background music. Steve threw me under the bus and pandered to women for the mighty dollar. Yeah, well, and that's true. Like, I remember, I think we got that book. Either my mom had got it, and I felt like I couldn't even really get into think like a lady, think like a man, act like a lady. I couldn't really get into it, you know. The only person that I do feel like that's a man that pandered is Derek Jackson. Like, I don't know. Even when, like, before this scandal came out, I noticed, like, he never really held women accountable. And I really don't be liking that. Like, don't be trying to make it seem like we're all angels or all women. Because I'm a woman. And I'm friends with other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't be liking that. When stuff be too sweet, like, stop. Like, I don't think all women are bad. I don't think all men bad. It's just, like, some people in the... It's bad people sometimes, but I don't think we should generalize a whole group. So that'd be the stuff that be making me mad. Like, I don't know. I definitely felt like Derek Jackson was a pander. I mean, I really didn't understand that word until I seen him, and I'm just like, man, get out of here. All right, that's why Kevin Samuel is popular. He tells women what is needed and not what they want to hear. I don't know about that. I don't know about Kevin Samuel. I don't. Who was a happy medium? I don't know if y'all know Tony Gaskins. Like, people try to say he be pandering to women, but he really don't. He be on our necks too. But he's saying in a way that I can, like, receive. I think there's probably nothing wrong with Kevin Samuels, but I think it's just he don't be saying it in a way that women can receive. Like, who wants to hear that they average at best? That may be true, but you won't want nobody say that to his daughter. You know what I mean? And we're not going to act like it's always exceptions to every rule. Like, you don't got to be a beauty queen to get like a high value man, because we see like some of these some of these actors and stuff, like, so they got money, so we're not gonna act like that is the end all be all. So I think that's the only thing. Like, we can say it another way, it's okay. His methods are unorthodox, but when he is chill, he drops knowledge. Yeah, that's what my brother's. Yeah, I think my brother told me he do talk about marriage and stuff like that. Dude, and I'm for that marriage. I want like people to be together, kind of thing. So if he does talk marriage, that's good. I think that's what my brother told me. But yeah, so all we need is a happy medium. Men can tell us about ourselves. But do Kevin Samuels hold men accountable for the things that they do? Because it's almost like, remember, I feel like everybody talks about, baby mamas, this and that, and and black women need to choose better, and women need to choose better. But like, what about the men? Like, if they need to choose better, like, how about the men be better so the women can choose? Like, what about like the women that's getting pregnant or getting pregnant by themselves? So what about the accountability on men? Like, do he talk about like what men need to do, or is it just about women? Indeed, there should be constructive criticism. Kevin Samuels is worse on the men. Really? I guess maybe none of that stuff go viral. But see, why it gotta be about like downing women that goes viral? Like, why is that fascinating to people? It's confusing. Notice, like, you can't even pick a woman equivalent to Kevin Samuels. Like, you just can't. Hey, Stack Me 1244. We just talking about book writing and the costs associated with writing our books. If you was ever interested in writing a book, we're just in here talking about that. But our conversation turned a little bit because then we're talking about, we started talking about like men that write relationship books to women and how that's like very popular, and how Steve Harvey made millions off of that. But Stay Tuned Reviews on YouTube was saying how like he was pandering to women, and I was saying the only man I really feel like really was a panderer was Derek Jackson. I honestly can say that. Like I said, his stuff was too gummy drop rainbow for me as a woman. Let me tell you, the only time I watched his video so I could go to the comments and read what other women had to say. Like, they was the ones that was dropping the knowledge. Because it's just like, stop trying to act like women are fairy princesses. Or all women are like, tell me the truth. Like, okay, you can relax off of this a little bit. You know what I mean? Tell me the truth. But I didn't get that from Derek Jackson. He always trying to make it seem like the man was the wrong. But like, sometimes it be us. It be women. I can accept that. But that's how come I felt like he was a peeler. But I felt like Kevin Samuels was just like too much. I don't know. He told one guy that he was fat, broke, had a small week, and had the nerve to demand something from high value woman. Why he got to talk about his? Someone can still like him. That's the thing too. I feel like, okay, as long as he's balanced, I'll let go of what I was going to say. Because now I feel like you're telling me he's balanced. You know what I mean? I just don't know why women got to have these high expectations of themselves or for themselves, and like the men don't. But as long as like he holding the men accountable, I'm cool with that. Here, yeah, Derek Jackson was a clown and Karma King to collect. Didn't even know he had a wife. Did you? I didn't know. It's the audacity for me. Did not know he had a wife. That should tell you. See, that should tell you why he didn't want to show his wife. I just have not a lot to say, but I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know how like these gurus be getting women like that either. Because I feel like I can't like anybody that's giving me advice. Like, I don't know. I never looked at Derek Jackson in that kind of way. Like, if you're trying to give me advice, I just feel like, I don't know, you just automatically becoming like an uncle role or brother kind of role. I'm just amazed by that. But then again, maybe he just wasn't my type. Maybe that's why I didn't pay him no mind. But like I said, the women in the comments, it would be very helpful because they would be sharing their experience based off of his topic. I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, okay. Like, that's what I miss about his videos the most. You notice ain't nobody watching him no more. His viewership went down tremendously. You know, like Stay Tuned Reviews as a YouTuber, like, you know, now look at that kind of stuff. And his stuff used to be in like the 100K minimum, and then it was like 20,000. So, oh my gosh, wow. And the wife sat there like, I'm only here to collect that divorce settlement if he messes up again. Why don't I feel like she's the type to walk away? I feel like he would have to leave her. I may be wrong, but that's how I feel. I'm not getting like that energy that she would ever leave him. So I don't even think it's gonna be no divorce, you know? She gives me the attitude, the vibe that she wanna stick through it, through thick and thin, you know? She wanna stand on her convictions. He fumbled the bag over some low quality trim. Well, I learned water seeks its own level. That's like the name of the game, especially now that like Rihanna had got pregnant. That's what I keep seeing. Water seeks its own level. So a lot of people feel like, oh, Rihanna settled. She shouldn't have did that. She shouldn't have. But then a lot of people are saying water seeks. So I mean, like, I get that. Like, sometimes you just feel like, okay, I can relate to this person more than like these rich people over here more. And maybe that's why, you know. So with Derek Jackson getting them kind of women, maybe that's, you know, what he wanted to pull at the moment. But that is true. I wonder why he couldn't get on Instagram baddie. Don't know. Oh my gosh, but this was an amazing live. Thank you, Stay Tuned Reviews, for staying engaged, asking questions. And then thank you, beautiful people here on Instagram, for tuning in. Until next time. Oh, wait, let me see. What are we going to be talking about next? We will be talking about the book components, the things that you need to be aware of that go into your book. And I'll be going live again on Tuesday. So my book writing lives will be on Tuesdays and Saturdays. So that live will be pretty quick because it's pretty self-explanatory, the components that go into your book, but nevertheless, we're going to talk about it. And in the future, I got some videos coming up for y'all, video topics coming up for y'all. But like I said, email me, inbox me, message me any other questions that you may have about the book writing process, and we will talk again soon. Again, my name is Inquetta, and we will be back February 15th. Ooh, the day after Valentine's Day. Early Valentine's Day, y'all. If y'all celebrate it, I understand everybody don't celebrate it. But nevertheless, we will talk again soon.